Hi lovelies, karibu sana to my YouTube channel. My name is Glynis. Thank you so much for joining us if you're new here. If you're a returning viewer, I love you guys. You guys are the OGs. Asanteni sana sana sana. And as you can see from the title, we'll be talking about frustrations that you are likely to experience in law school. So let's get into it. Frustrations are pretty big when you join law school, and I will be basing this from my experience definitely, and I would urge you guys to please comment down below on some of the frustrations that you've encountered, because this profession is it's expectations versus reality is huge. I've told you guys before, what you watch on Suits and what happens in real life, they're two completely different things, and it's very, very important not to just have one perception when you're joining law school. First thing that you are likely to encounter, and which is likely to frustrate you out of your mind, is when you realize that theory and practice are two totally different things. Now, I remember I was saying this on Twitter. We were in class, and for like an entire week, the lecturers kept telling us what I'm teaching you now and what is in practice are two completely different things. And in my mind, I was like, so why are we doing this again? Why are we learning the theory? And what you will realize, especially when you explore opportunities, for instance internships, or you work at law firms, you will realize that what you learn in school and what now happens in practice, it's like two different worlds. So you went to school, you got the skill, you learned the theory, but then you go to the workforce and you realize you have to start learning everything from scratch, which can be very, very frustrating because it feels like it beats the point of going to school. But it gives you a very good foundation in understanding the law, and it really does open your mind. So please open your mind to that. Realize that what you learn in class and what happens on the grounds between very, very, very different. The second thing is something that I have mentioned in my previous videos, especially when I'm giving you guys study tips. I have said this before, and I would really hope that you guys don't get frustrated by this, because it gets to your nerves. For me, it gets to my nerves every single time. And I'll give you an example with a unit like accounting. When we were doing the income statements, the trial balance, the statement of financial position, and partnership accounts, when you do it in class, it seems like, oh, I finally understood it. Then you go and attempt a past paper and you get stuck and you're like, where? So as I've mentioned to you guys before, you do not understand all concepts at once. Some concepts take way longer to understand. Some concepts you read it once and it's sunk in your system, and it can be a bit frustrating. So as I've always recommended, please make sure you have a group discussion, that you have people who have understood this concept, or you can help each other through it, so that you do not end up taking so much time to learn one concept. But for me, that used to get to me. It used to be like, I learned this thing yesterday, I spent 2 hours studying this concept, why is it not sinking in my mind? And it's because law is a very social science, and because it's a social science, you have very different opinions, very diverse ways of approaching it. So for you to contextualize all that and put it in a way that you understand and can interpret that for someone in an exam, it takes a bit of time. The third frustration that you're likely to encounter is something that every law student has complained about, which is the demise of your social life. In law school, you do not have a social life. I mean, you guys, my parents feel like they never see me anymore because I'm studying for the bar right now, and my schedule is a total mess. As you guys could see in the video that I did when you spent an evening with me, every single second you have to be thinking about, oh my god, what am I reading, what am I discussing, which meeting am I joining, how am I going to do this? So making time when you're in law school is a skill. All of a sudden, you can't go for all the fun things you thought you could go for. Your friends are going for hikes, your friends are going for trips, and you just have an exam that feels like it has taken over your life. That is either the bar exam, the end of semester exams, and your social life completely plummets. Like, you will be in group discussions and this will be the norm. For instance, now when we're learning online, there are days we just have meetings from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. and that is normal. It's absolutely normal to be in a meeting for 4 hours when you're trying to understand concepts in conveyancing. During the day, you have class half the day, the rest of the day now we're having afternoon classes. So if you are going to have dinner with someone or go for a social event, there is literally no time. So please guys, understand that your social life does take a hit. You need very, very understanding friends. For those of you who are in a relationship, you need your partner to be very, very understanding, because it gets really crazy, especially during exam season and in the final semester and things are starting to heat up. Please give your people prior warning. I remember I prepared my family the year I got into School of Law. I was like, you guys need to really, really understand this year is going to be a lot. It doesn't make it any easier, but it helps them understand what you're going through. Communication, as always, is key. The fourth frustration, I have mentioned this again, is law school takes a huge chunk of your life. So in Kenya, we have the 844 system, which basically is the 8 years in primary, 4 years in secondary or high school, and the 4 years in university. That's like the bare minimum that they say, that you'll have 16 years in school and you'll have an education that is enough to kickstart your career. But in law school, it takes about 6 years, and these 6 years are when everything moves smoothly. You spend 4 years in undergrad, and this is undergrad where you don't have any supplementaries, you do not take any huge breaks except your long holidays. So you have 4 years of coursework, and I explained this to you when I was talking about picking my uni and when I was comparing undergrad and Kenya School of Law. Now when you finish your 4 years of undergrad, it's very important that you graduate. A lot of times you will finish school in December and the next graduation is in June, or you'll finish school in June and the next graduation is in December. So in between you can lose about 6 months to a year. And this is again when I was talking to you guys about Kenya School of Law, and I told you that Kenya School of Law, the intake is in February. So for you to join Kenya School of Law, you need to graduate in December. So somewhere along the way, you will have about 6 months to a year's gap after you finish undergrad and then move on to the Kenya School of Law. So that's just take it as a gap year before you join School of Law. Then when you join School of Law, again, you guys, I've told you this, you spend about 9 months doing coursework and 6 months doing your pupillage, which is 1 year, 1.5 years, give or take. So in total, you have spent 4 years in undergrad, you have spent 1.5 years at the Kenya School of Law, which is about 5.5 years, and then you had this 6 months to a year before you joined the Kenya School of Law. And this is without your masters, this is without counting any short courses like, you know, company secretarial or arbitration. This is just the basic stuff. So you should be ready, and you should know that it takes time. I've told you guys before that my friends who we joined university with right now, they're doing their masters or they're in stable jobs, and I am here finishing my bar exam. So that is something you should be ready for. Know it in advance so that it doesn't become frustrating. It's really, really important. Don't feel... That's why I keep telling you guys, when you join the law because it's something that you love and something that you want to do. That will carry you along through the tough days. The last thing I'll be sharing with you guys is the job market is an extreme sport. It takes a hot minute to get pupillage or internship or the like, because there is a lot of competition in the legal profession. So as you're joining this profession, I will tell you from my experience of looking for pupillage, it took the life of me. It was very draining. You go for so many interviews, the rejections are so many. I mean, getting into these top law firms is like, I don't know, there's some that goes for 3, 4, 5 very intense interviews, and this is something you should know coming in. If you know someone who is in the legal profession and you can work at their law firm, go and work at the law firm. I told you this, guys. I told you about job shadowing, and I said for the law, do it before, so that when you go there, you see what it takes to be in those law firms. It will give you very, very essential skills that you need coming into this profession. So the job market, guys, when you start applying for internship, apply everywhere. Okay, not everywhere. You can have maybe your top 5, your top 10 places you want to work. You can have your preferences, maybe if you like arbitration, if you like commercial, if you like civil, if you like criminal issues. Just know the places that offer this. Once you know them, apply to them. Apply in advance, call ahead. Don't just send emails. That's one huge mistake I made, and maybe I'll talk about it in a future video. It's a huge mistake I made. Make sure you call these places, send in your documents. Once you get a rejection, just take the L and move on. Make sure you can bounce back and put your best foot forward. The place that is meant for you will open up for you. And guys, those are the few frustrations that I have shared with you that I experienced in my law school journey. Please comment down below any frustrations that you have heard of or any frustrations that you have experienced as a law student, and let us interact. Also, you guys, as I have said so many times before, as you know, I am a full-time student at the Kenya School of Law, and I do create content on the side. But at this particular point, I'll be taking a break for the next 5 or 6 weeks just to focus on my bar exams, and then I will meet you guys next in April. I hope you guys will enjoy the content I've created so far. Thank you so much for the support so far. I hope to see you here with more content, more videos. And as usual, please pray for us as I go for my exams. I wish every other Kenya School of Law student the very best as you prepare. And I will see you guys when I'm back here. As usual, please don't forget to be kind, not just to others, but also to yourself. Check up on your friends. Make sure your friends are doing okay. Make sure you spend time with your family. And I will see you in 6 weeks. I have a ton of videos. If I've not said this again, go binge watch those. In case you haven't watched my Twende Lekelementaita vlog, I will link it. I'll link all the videos I've mentioned in this video up here and in the description down below, and you guys can be binge watching. I have over, I think, 40 videos now. Go watch those, and I will see you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Bye.